We're live.
Oh, all right. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I am Jon Ciccolini. I will be your GM tonight, and we are going to be running Beyond the Falls. Beyond the Falls is a bonus encounter that appears in our Beadle and Grimm's premium box edition of Tal'Dorei campaign setting Reborn. If you haven't checked it out, please do check it out on our website. We have been in a back order for a little while because it's sold out, but those are coming in next week. We'll be shipping again, so super excited to have those back in stock and going out to folks who have ordered in the last few weeks. Let's see. I think the game's going to be about 3 hours. We'll take a break, a 5-minute break, somewhere around the halfway point. Jason will keep me honest there. And yeah, that's about it. Look, this game is going to be theater of the mind, so we might be showing a few pieces of art and maybe a map from our box, but we won't be, moving minis around. We won't be using a gridded battle map or anything like that. We'll just keep it fast and loose. But I'm super excited to see all of the guests that we have playing tonight. These guys are outstanding. And let's have you guys introduce yourselves. Why don't we start with Omega?
Okay. Hi, my name is Omega Jones, also known as the Critical Bard across all social media channels. I'm a professional actor and vocalist from the Midwest. I'm a tabletop professional, works with many different companies, doing an assortment of things. I'm a host, moderator, jack of all trades, master of probably 2 of them. And I'm a hot mess. And I'm super excited to be here. Thank you so much. I'm very excited for what could be today. That's me.
Your eyes are awesome. I'll just call that out.
Thank you so much, Snapchat, for having Snap Camera.
All right, let's go, Tony.
Oh, hello. Hi. I am Tony Ballard Smoot. I am everywhere on the internet as Cap LaGrange. I am also an internet streamer, tea enthusiast, jack of all trades as well, master of none except for maybe flirting. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I can be found on over on the Free Forge on Wednesdays on Stay Alive. That's me.
You're going to be trouble, I can tell already. Autumn.
When I get myself unmuted. Hi, I'm Autumn Ivy. I am a narrator, a voice actor, you name it. I've probably been there. I like to pick up heavy things and put them back down. It's my favorite pastime. Some folks probably know me from putting up those daily motivational videos as well on TikTok and across the span of the universe that is the internet. You can literally find me under everything as XX Autumn Ivy XX, or if you're not into the Xbox gaming tags, just go with Autumn Ivy and you'll eventually find me somewhere. Floating out in the void. It's what I do best. I am a professional horse girl.
Very cool. Thank you. All right, Jesse.
Hi, everybody. I am Jesse Jurdak. You can find me at Jesse Jurdak across, I'm believing, all social media platforms. I am a professional actor. I am a mixed martial artist. I am a 3D modeler. I do a lot of Dungeons and Dragons streaming stuff. I like to paint minis, and I like to make people smile, and those are the only things I do.
Awesome. And again, I'm going to be the DM or the GM, I should say, in this game. And I'll probably use some voices and some accents, but any similarity to actual accents or voices is purely coincidental. Probably won't be able to recognize any of them because they're going to be a mishmash and made up. The one thing I want to say is to the players is you guys are going to have 2 communal inspiration tokens to use throughout the game. Now, I may give others out throughout the game for good role playing, but here's an example of a Tal'Dorei inspiration token. It has Zan Tal'Dorei on one side.
Ooh.
And it has the law symbol on the other. And so if I tell you that you gain inspiration, imagine yourself virtually receiving one of those coins of the realm. All right, let's get started, shall we? So I will say that in Tal'Dorei, east of the Stormcrest Mountains, there are hundreds of miles of massive unbridled forests that shroud that landscape in mystery and shadow. The dense woods here have for centuries been traversed by few but the elves of Tal'Dorei, because it was known to be their domain and theirs alone. Even in the time of Zan Tal'Dorei, when her rebels and their elven allies saved the realm from tyranny, it was understood that the coasts were humanity's domain and the woods were for elven kind. But recently, times have changed. The alliances that were formed to oppose Jurdak, the Cinder King, united virtually all of Tal'Dorei's peoples, and many more than simply elves now walk the paths of the verdant expanse where you guys all are now. But even so, much of the expanse is protected by the watchful eyes of the wardens of Singorn, as it has been for hundreds of years. The verdant expanse is sustained by a massive confluence of ley lines, which are rivers of magical power that flow through the earth. The devastation of the calamity shifted the flows of these magic ley lines across the world, and this region is now saturated with magic, drawing fae and creatures of all kind. So that being said, Axiom and Ferris, you find yourselves on the eastern edge of the verdant expanse, a few hours' walk from Tormor Falls, staring at the Red Satyr Inn. This inn, as you look up at it, has been built within the branches of a massive, gigantic oak tree. Oddly enough, the Red Satyr Inn is painted bright green, and at first glance, the only entrance seems to be a sturdy wooden ladder. Warm light and conversation wafts down from this tavern. And the two of you find yourselves standing side by side. Why don't you describe what you look like to each other?
Well, as a centaur, first, I'm not getting up that ladder. So, gonna have to work on that, to be honest.
And so as a centaur, what do you see yourself carrying? What do you wear anything? What color is your hair?
So, as this centaur, I am currently not wearing armor, but I do have a very special armlet that I am keeping close to my side. My hands are down. I am more of an auburn furish. I stand fairly tall in comparison to any of the humans around me, and I am thick built to be able to swing an axe that I also carry.
Very good.
Currently nothing but a tapestry around my middle.
And Ferris?
When you look at my character, you see kind of a bulky, hunched over figure covered in mismatched plates of heavy armor and scraps of leather and chainmail. And in between the cracks in the armor, you see like dull red lizard scales. He's large and he's slouched over. He's a slightly rotund lizard man with one beady black eye and one bulgy yellow eye with a thin black slit of a pupil. And through his jagged, crooked underbite, he's attempting to be kind of welcoming and smile a little bit. I don't think we're going to be able to get you up that ladder.
Yeah, we covered that a minute ago. So I guess I can keep watch. I need to try to find a way in there though. Is there anything that you can do?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty strong for a biped like myself. We could do like a what do they call it when you piggybacking, but the bottom half of you is a horse.
Horsey backing?
Horsey back in. We're gonna horsey back right up that ladder. What do you think?
I'm not heights. I don't like heights.
I don't like heights either. I
Well-
like it like a marshland.
At that, you see somebody come out at the front entrance of the tavern and look down. It appears to be Elvin, and the gentleman looks down and says, "Hello there. Do you wish to enter?"
Well, yes, of course.
Please, we would. If
Yeah,
you...
One moment. And he gives a wave, and all of a sudden you hear the churning of a winch as a wooden platform gets lowered down to the ground, as it appears a second way to get up into the tavern. He says, "Go ahead. It's quite safe. Quite safe."
Lady is forced.
Thanks, I think.
Yeah.
So I proceed to make my way onto this platform, looking a little uncertain, as all feet are currently on the ground, but not definitely not sturdy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ferris, you follow?
Yeah, yep. I slither on up there.
Okay. And
My
as
God.
soon as the two of you are on the platform, it starts to get pulled up. It is rickety. It sort of shifts back and forth. Makes you a little bit nervous, but before long, it pulls you up to the sort of the platform that's in front of the front door to this tavern, and you are able to walk in.
All right.
So Axiom, how do you feel about taverns?
I'm not big on taverns. It's a lot of people, which means a lot more control on my part. A lot more room for error if things to go wrong. I'm a little uncertain about the room,
Okay.
but there's something specific that I need to pay particular attention to. So I'm looking very closely around the room.
Okay. And Ferris, how do you feel about taverns?
Oh man, I never met a tavern I didn't love. I'll tell you this. You just stick with me there, Axiom. We're gonna get you set up just fine. We get you a drink. We're gonna meet our contact here, and it's gonna be a big fado-do. We're gonna dance a little bit, cut a rug. I don't know, make an ass of ourselves.
Excuse me?
I mean, I might make an ass of myself. I plan on drinking quite heavily.
Right. Okay.
and as these two mismatched souls come entering into the tavern, you do see that the clientele here is mostly elven, and it's quite subdued. Very nicely nice accoutrements, fine wines behind the bar, several different fine wooden tables. And and as you enter, you see at the back of the room a private booth with two figures. One is an elderly elven woman, and she looks up and immediately spots you and raises a hand and says and beckons you to her table. And as you approach, she seems to be sitting with another figure. Tony Grimwalken, why don't you describe yourself?
Yes, I'm an elf. I stand about 5 feet 10 inches tall, pale blue skin, long flowing white hair, silver eyes. I wear upon me the colors of my family, which are Merlot and black, the color of dried blood and anguish. Yes, hello.
Too much.
I'm gonna whisper over to Axiom. I don't think this is the kind of establishment where I can make an ass of myself and not get noticed. So I'm not giving the finery. I'm going to follow your lead.
I sigh and give him a solid thumbs up.
I give him 2 claws up.
Perfect.
So as you approach the table, Grimwalkin and this elderly elven woman, she stands and she says, welcome to the Red Satyr. My name is Luera, and I am the one that has summoned you, that you have come to meet. Please sit. But I can tell you now, we won't be long. I don't like to dilly-dally. I don't like to waste time. So we will be about our business, and then you will be off post-haste.
I bow my head and politely stand next to the table with my hands in front of me.
Okay. And she says, this is Grimwalkin, and he will be accompanying you on the journey that is to come. Let me share a bit about why you've been summoned. So, I can tell you now that there have been about a dozen known kidnappings in the last few weeks. Elves within the Verdant, within this area, have gone disappearing. This started a few weeks ago, and our lovely Verdant Guard have been able to track one of the kidnapping party to the base of Tormer Falls, where the trail just suddenly vanished. Based on the tracks, we suspect it to be lizard folk. And she casts a sideways glance at you, Ferris.
Oh, anybody seen some lizard folk around here? I'm a dragonborn.
She raises one eyebrow at that and says, let me assure you, the lizard folk in this area are usually peaceful, but there have been reports of some that have grown uncharacteristically aggressive along the shores of the Vesdal waters down south. I don't know if they've migrated this far north or if something else is causing problems in the area. But the wardens of Singorn have summoned you and are prepared to offer you 500 gold pieces each if you can rid the area of whatever is responsible for the kidnappings.
That's a lot of gold pieces.
500 is a lot of gold. I turn and I look at Grimm, greeting them and proceeding to acknowledge that we will be on this journey together.
Yes. Hello, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm sure this will be a gripping adventure.
She says, yes. Well, obviously, we usually like to settle our problems ourselves. But in this particular case, there seems to be something that is preventing us from doing that, which is why we have called in you, Ferris, as well as yourself, Axiom. I don't really like repeating myself, so have you taken down what I've told you?
Oh yeah, I've been hanging on every word. I guarantee.
Excellent. I'm confident that Grimwalkin can lead you to the base of Tormer Falls, which is where I suggest you start.
You can call me Grim. Everyone else does for some reason.
I prefer Grimwalkin.
As you wish.
At that, you notice a very strange looking patron enter through the front doors. Marius, why don't you describe what you look like?
Sure. You see a pale-ish skinned individual, though it's still dark, has a little bit of melanin, but it's offset by patches of blue, very cold, almost like a gunmetal blue, around his eyes, along his arms, almost like vitiligo in a way. His ears seem to be fin-like, bright blue eyes, though they seem almost like a fish, something in the sea. They are wearing a coppery bronze, scale mail-esque type of armor, though it has touches of a teal to it. Perhaps it's oxidizations, perhaps it's Maybelline, you don't know. But it's very form-fitting, but still loose enough, not super bulky on him. He has a shield that is connected to one of his arms. It seems to be over a brighter greenish turquoise, a very elegant design on its front. You also see that he has an amulet around his neck, and it seems to be two jagged lines that are connected over each other. And it seems to be of a copper gold. Perhaps they're thunderbolts, or they're just design. You don't really know. And he is not wearing shoes, so there are wrappings around his feet, and he is very wet. Though he kind of just dabs that off, and he looks around. You could tell that he's looking for an individual or something that might seem interesting to him. He also has long locks that are mostly a cooler brown black, but there are patches that seem to be green, almost like kelp.
So, Marius, as you look around at this tavern that is mostly elves, a cool breeze blows in from the west. And as it does, and as it washes over you, you get the sense that the woman that you're looking for is in the back of the room, standing next to surprisingly a centaur and a lizard folk and another elf.
As he watches, see him just kind of tilt his head. He doesn't seem uncomfortable in this space, just not, this is not a normal stomping ground for him. So he's just getting his bearings. But he will soon stride over. And as he gets over to the group, he'll kind of look them all over before stopping on the elven individual. I take it you are the representative that I have been looking for.
She stiffens and says, "Excuse me? I have everybody here that I'm looking for. This is a private party, sir."
The storm has guided me to this place, and I guarantee my lord does not lie. It would seem that I have been called here, and you are the eye of the storm that I'm looking for. My apologies. And he will step back and give a slight bow of his head. You can call me Marius. I am told by the waves there is a family that needs my assistance.
Her eyes go wide at that, and she looks at you, Grimm, walking, and says, "What do you make of this?"
It seemed that they have been sent by some sort of higher power to help recover my dear cousins that have yet to taste the sweet, crushing deaths of the world around us.
Yes, indeed. Well, we are not ones to turn away such assistance that comes beckoning from the gods. What is your name, sir?
I believe I told you, but I don't mind saying it again. You can call me Marius.
Marius. Yes, forgive me for missing it the first time. That's not like me. And I must have been taken aback by your sudden appearance. Well, the time is of the essence, and I recommend that you leave immediately for the base of Tormer Falls.
Time is fleeting.
Mm-mm.
Axiom leans over in the quiet and just gives a hey at Marius and then leans back over and stands completely straight up.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll look at Axiom and Ferris and just, you can tell that he's not sizing you up to denote placement. He's more sizing you up to see what you're able to do. Just looking at what might be on your person, things of that nature. Even Grimm, but he'll nod to everyone and say, if you will have me, I will join you. It is what I've been called to do.
Yeah. Plus, you got that pretty armor. That's c'est magnifique. That's gorgeous. You make that yourself?
I did not. My kingdom did. I am merely a soldier.
Well, you come from a place full of pretty soldiers, huh?
I would think so.
All right. Well, we got to find this guy's cousin and bring him back here. And there's some people that look like me that kind of, they don't got their wits about them right now. So I'd like to have you along. You look like you can handle yourself.
Yeah, I'll take anybody who causes a little chaos. I'm down.
So Luera sort of ushers you towards the front door where that platform is awaiting. And as your party sort of reaches the exit, Ferris, you can't help but notice that there is almost like this collective sigh of relief that you're leaving. As you all get onto the platform and it starts to lower down.
Au revoir. Trying to look non-threatening.
It's the teeth. It's fine. It's all right.
I will look at Grimm and kind of sidle up. So these are your cousin folk.
But I'm missing, yes. I mean, I suppose technically all of ourselves are related in some way, but these ones are of a direct relation to me, I suppose.
I do not know why the storm has guided me here. Perhaps their fate is intertwined with those below, but I will do what I can, for it is what I am charged to do.
Your presence is greatly appreciated upon this endeavor. I am overjoyed to have you here.
At that, the platform reaches the ground, and as the four of you are leaving the platform, you see another much older elven woman with a cane approach you, and Grimm, you recognize her. This is your aunt. This is your aunt Mesmora Moonshadow, and she approaches and says, Grimm, I prayed for the Archheart to come and help and send help. And she looks at the four of you and says, I was hoping that the Archheart would send all elves. But sometimes we can't understand the ways of the Archheart.
Thank you, Aunt Mezzy.
Will you please bring our family home?
I will try my best to do so, but as you know, a promise is a prison, and I will be no one's jailer this day. If we can bring them back alive, then it is how it should be.
But we're likely going to bring them home, I guarantee.
One way or the other, in pieces or otherwise. I mean, sorry.
Yes. Well, I will pray to the Archheart for your swift return. And she bristles and starts walking away.
Have you ever met the equivalent of a human cactus? Or in this case, an elven cactus. That was it.
My cousin is well, they would be equated to a pufferfish. So yes.
That sound delicious.
No, nope, that does not sound delicious. That's not what we meant. He meant.
You just saw Marius's eyes narrow.
Oh, my bad.
Oh man.
She can be a bit prickly at times, but I assure you she has the best of intentions. So, shall we be off on our grand journey?
Well, yeah, we're going on a grand journey now.
Yeah, you're the leader, so we're just here to.
All right, let us get going before we all shuffle off of this mortal coil once and for all.
Grimm, you start sure-footedly leading this group of adventurers through the verdant expanse. It's a few hours walk to Tormor Falls, and as you start walking through the expanse, you see that the trees here are stretching into the sky. The trees here are huge giants of mystery and majesty, and the branches create such shadows that there's very few streams of light breaking through here. And a gentle breeze blows through the branches, and as it does, on the wind, you hear a tune sung by a very pleasant elven voice.
Y'all hear that?
Ears are perked. Where's it coming from?
So as you look to see where's that coming from, you get the sense, Axiom, that it's actually being carried on the wind itself. That it's not actually someone singing nearby, but a tune that's being carried through the forest on the wind. Is there anybody that speaks Elven or Elvish, I should say?
That I do.
So Grimm, the song in Elvish tells of it tells a happy tale of an elf who could speak to the rivers and speak to the wind and speak to the trees. And the song tells of her journey through the verdant expanse.
Quite beautiful, I must say. It could melt a person's heart if they had one.
And as you say that, the song is cut off. All of a sudden you hear like a high-pitched screech coming from the woods about 50 feet away from you to your right.
Well, that was unpleasant.
Did it sound like a beast screaming out? Did it sound like a yell of someone getting hurt? Like, what was?
Yeah, do you have a nature?
I do.
Make a nature check.
You will see there is a slight pulse from my amulet, and almost like a small, in the distance, like a roll of thunder as I cast guidance on myself for this check. Great. We love that. First roll of the day. 7 with guidance.
Oh my goodness.
Woof.
Yeah, I mean, there seemed to be like maybe a mix of sounds coming from that direction. Maybe a cry, maybe a screech. It sounded vaguely maybe bird-like, but you couldn't place it.
Mm.
Have you ever heard the sound of two moray eels mating? This sounds worse.
Tell me more.
No,
Oh,
Is that something you normally hear? Okay, wait. What was it? What was? Does anybody know what that noise was?
I cannot place it.
do I, DM?
Are you proficient in nature? Go ahead, make a check.
All right. According to this, I am 18 on the die for 22.
Oh. Yeah, you're pretty certain that what you heard was some monstrous owl screech.
Marius, I don't know if it's eels, but I do feel like there's something foul about. So maybe we're going to keep our guard up, huh?
Yeah, I think that'd be best. Did you just make a chicken joke?
Yeah, I like to make them jokes. Hey, Marius, I'm sorry about what I said about your blowfish. Cannibalism is not exactly frowned upon where I come from, but I would like to make it up to you.
It is irrelevant at this point. I would like to not be obliterated by whatever produced that sound.
Yeah, not eaten sounds good. I'm gonna agree with you.
Right.
And I'll just ready my shield, and you see on the side of the sheath, and he pulls out a very glamorous. Glamorous is the wrong word for it. It's just very elegant. It almost seemed like it could be elven, but it's not elven. But it has like a vibe of just being different. And he pulls out a longsword, and he'll hold that and just prepare.
Okay, and as you do, you hear a different voice, like a high pitched screech as there's more movement in the woods off the path, about 50 feet away.
I would like to cast Blade Ward upon myself and draw my rapier.
You can do that.
It would seem someone may be in need of assistance. Do we wish to go to their aid or continue on our journey?
I fancy myself a good guy.
I mean, I'm not gonna just leave him there, I guess.
And there's a possibility that the two paths actually converge, and he'll start walking that way.
Okay, yeah, you'll need to go off the path to get to that location, but you can certainly do that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna walk through. He's gonna start walking through the wood.
Okay. Anyone following?
Yeah. Yeah, listen, that guy looks like he knows what he's up to, so
Okay. Everybody then is behind Marius?
Graham.
I would like to bring up the rear.
Huh. All right. I'll take up the right in front of the rear, whatever you want to call that. Third place.
Okay. All right. So Marius, are you attempting to move with stealth at all, or are you just moving forward?
In the water, you don't really need to be stealthy if you are the bigger individual. Therefore, no. Also, I have a negative to stealthing. So
Okay.
ooh.
All right. So you stomp through the woods in that direction, and as you do, you come into you see a clearing where there's a large creature with thick-haired body of a bear and the enormous head of an owl.
Oh.
It's right now it's pawing at and eating a small humanoid with horns on its head and cloven feet. Now, behind this big hulking creature, you see a 7-foot tall obelisk covered in green moss standing amongst the trees. Drops of the dead creature's blood is still staining one side of the obelisk. And as you get within view of it, the creature looks up with some blood running down its beak and screeches in anger. Roll initiative.
Oh man.
Alrighty.
We love it. We love it.
Love it.
All right, call them out.
15.
15.
8.
Not. Oh, how? How?
Cause I listen. Is there a possibility for speak with animal on this thing or no?
It's possible.
Listen, I will try anything when we're ready for that.
Okay. Grimm, I didn't get your Inish.
15.
15.
Yes, sir.
I
Okay.
was expecting to be dead last. I have a 9.
No, it
Oh.
was me.
I have a negative to my initiative. I was expecting to be last.
We
So
can't all win.
It's 15, 9, 8, and 8.
Yes, got it. Okay, so Grimm, you're up first.
All right. I will look over at Ferris and say, everyone dies someday. May today not be your day. And I will cast heroism on you.
Well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
All right. Do you want to tell him what that does?
A willing creature you touch is imbued with bravery. Until the spell ends, the creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to your spell casting ability and modifier at the start of each of its turns. So at the start of each turn, you will gain 3 temporary hit points.
Very good. All right. And those don't stack, but each turn you'll get 3 temporary hit points. All right. Anything else, Grimm?
And I will sheath my rapier and raise my crossbow and fire at the creature.
I think is
Wait,
heroism.
No, heroism's in a full action, not a bonus action. So I'm done.
Okay, very good. Yep, you pull out your crossbow and get it ready to go. All right, so that means Marius, you are up.
So Marius sees this creature eating this humanoid, and that's the thing that's throwing him off. And he says, "This is not what should be. The storm will punish you for this." And as I begin to speak, you see the amulet almost begin to glow with like an orange, not orange, like a yellow white tint. And the moisture around the area suddenly begins to just pull towards him and almost burst out with this concussive force as he channels divinity, beginning the fury of the tides, which is going to bolster my attacks for the next minute. And I'm using it via my amulet. Therefore, I do not actually expend one of my channel divinity features. And that's a bonus action. And I will immediately run towards it. And with my longsword, I will strike once.
Okay, roll to hit.
This is a one-handed attack. That is a 21 to hit.
Hits.
Perfect. So a couple of things happen. One, I'm going to smite it. Yes, this would be one smite using a first level spell slot. So I'm going to do 2, 6. Do you want me to separate the damage type for you?
No, I don't need that.
Okay.
Thanks.
No worries. So 6 plus 2, another 6. So 12 points of damage when I strike this individual for the first time. However, also, how far away was I from them? So I know.
You just ran up 15 feet.
Okay. So I'll hit once, do that 12 points of damage. I will try to stab with the second attack with extra attack. I forgot I had that. Does a 16 hit?
It does.
Okay. I will not smite this time. So that's going to be 9 points of damage on that one. However, when that attack hits, you all hear a loud, thunderous burst. As with the fury of the tides, I am choosing to push it back 10 feet from me, or at least push it back a little bit. However, I'm going to push it into the obelisk.
Okay.
And per this feature, if I push it into an obstacle or another creature, it automatically takes another 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
So it's going to be a doom as I hit it.
Second strike, the thunder of the storms pushes this thing back. It slams into this obelisk that you maybe, based on the size and width of it, you thought maybe a blow like that should have probably knocked it down, but it doesn't. It holds up, and the thing slams into it, and howls in pain.
And I'll pull my blade out. Can I do a flourish and put my shield in front of me? And that is the end of my turn.
Oh, well done. Okay, let's see. It's both Axiom and Ferris act on 8, so it's usually whoever has the highest dexterity.
And
I am at a. Oh God, where did it go? Oh, 14 with a +2.
Okay, so Axiom, you're up next.
Well, since everybody just started attacking instead of trying to talk about it, let's just cause some more chaos.
Okay.
So I will strike with my great axe directly, since it's already been damaged twice.
Okay, yeah. So this thing is 20 feet from you. So because
that's right.
because Marius pushed it back from where it was. And so you have like a straight 20-foot line if you want to gallop up and attack.
Oh, I can totally charge. That counts, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, because that's a 30-foot like straight forward towards the target. So and if I'm not mistaken, I can hit it with a melee weapon attack on the same turn and immediately follow the attack with a bonus action. One attack against the target with my hooves.
Go for it.
So we're gonna wild it out on that then. All right, so I'll start with the charge towards the enemy, getting ready to hit it with that other attack, and that is 15 + 6, 21.
Hits.
And then it's bludgeoning, so it's 1d4 + 3, and that is 5.
Okay. Yeah, you slam into it.
Yes.
And I think you also have a hooves attack.
Yep. So if you move at least 30 feet straight forward towards the target and hit with a melee weapon attack on the same turn, immediately follow it with hooves. So that would be 9.
9 to hit, just missed.
Yep. Bummer.
Nope, not with that. Okay, so Ferris, you're up. You see Axiom charge forward and start attacking this creature up against the obelisk.
yeah, I was a mite scared initially, but Grimm did something to me, and I'm feeling my oats here. So what I'm gonna do is that crit on the ground over there. Is that thing looking like it's breathing? The guy with the hooves and the horns.
You mean the big creature, the big bear creature with the owl head?
No, the thing he was eating.
Oh no, the thing that's eating does not look like it's to you. It does not look like it's still alive.
All right. Y'all usually stay in one piece, right? All right. In that case, I'm how far away from this here bear critter am I?
You are 20 feet.
20 feet. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run, kind of circle around past it, see if I can get on the backside of it a little bit, and I'm gonna try and smack him on the hindquarters with my warhammer.
Well, you can certainly come around the side. He's backed up against that obelisk, but there's room on either side for you to come in and give it a shot if you want.
I'm gonna try that. I'm trying to hit him in the side with my warhammer. That is to hit a 21.
Hits.
All right. With that's a D3 plus 8. That is, I don't know why it rolled twice. It should not have. We'll go with 7 points of bludgeoning damage. I done took that old crusher feat, so I push him 5 feet away from their obelisk.
Oh, okay. So you push him now sideways again. He goes rolling again in another direction as you push him 5 feet with your hammer away from the obelisk. Very good.
Yes, sir.
And as you do, you can't help because you're standing right there. you can't help but notice that the blood of that creature, where it spattered the obelisk, is sort of steaming.
Oh,
I like that.
It's kind of smoking, tendrils of steam and smoke. Okay, the creature's turn.
I would like to take a bonus action if that is okay, DM.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
All right. I noticed that steam and smoke coming off that there rock, and the party might notice some black smoke starting to pour out of my nostrils, and I'm going to reach into the earth, and near the owl bear, a smith's hammer is going to come out of the ground with a yellow eye on the side of it, and I'm going to cast spiritual weapon.
Oh, okay, yes.
And
Go ahead.
yeah, I'd like to make my spiritual weapon attack as a bonus attack, if that is all right, DM.
Yep, roll to hit.
All right. That is natural. No, that's all right. It rolled one more time. 13.
13. Oh, just got what you needed.
All right.
Do your damage.
And that is 8 on the die plus 3. That is 11 force damage.
Oh, man. This thing is taking a pounding, but it is still standing. It has not dropped. And with that blow, as you push it back, it stands up on its 2 hind legs. And as it does, and as it screams, it's almost as if the trees and the wind around it shudder and scream with it, as if there's some sort of like magic to these woods that's fueling this beast. And it rushes forward to attack. So it's going to rush forward. It's going to do a claw on you, Ferris, and a beak on you, Axiom, since you are the two that are only 5 feet away. Ferris.
Yes, sir.
A claw is a 22 to hit.
Old man, that hits real good.
And Axiom, the beak is a 24 to hit. Oof. Okay. So, Ferris.
Yes, sir.
Only 7 slashing.
7 slashing damage.
Just barely wings you. For the beak.
That sounds like it could have did a lot more, and that's scary.
Oh, yes. And Axiom, you from the beak, you take 11 damage. As it rips into you, and enraged by all the damage. And again, the blood on the obelisk steams. Grimm, you're up.
Well, first, don't forget about those hit points when it comes back around to your turn. And I will look at the beast and say, "You smell as bad as you look," and cast vicious mockery.
Okay.
It needs to make a wisdom save, DC 14.
Oh, it fails poorly.
It takes 8 points of damage.
Oof. Oh, it is barely standing. Marius. Sorry, Grimm, is that it for you?
I would like to look at Axiom. Give it all you've got. That's it. And you get a bardic inspiration.
Hey.
All right. Very good. So now, Marius, you're up on 9.
Seeing as it kind of thrashes out and looks at everything, you'll see a grin form on the side of his face. He says, "You are a mighty beast, but you're no shark. Let's show you how it's done." And he will rush forward and strike, potentially twice. First attack is another 16 to hit.
Hits.
what am I doing right now? 11.
That's all I need to hear. What as this creature drops, what does that dropping blow look like?
It is for him being not as dexterous. You can tell that he is very fluid in his motions, as if he's still used to being in underwater. And he kind of veers around Axiom, veers around Ferris, and gets it right under its neck, and then pierces through and brings it out as that blood kind of splashes down. And he'll just shake his head.
Woo!
No, not the shark. And he'll just fall. There's no other pop in circumstance. He just watched it die. But then his eyes looked over at the obelisk. But now I know. Now I want to know what that is.
That there critter was angrier than a beholder with pink eye. I say we take a look see here.
I don't know what that terminology means, but I'm sure it is significant to this current situation.
Yeah, it's like a beignet with a bunch of eyeballs all stuck up in it. Anyway.
So Marius, you're taking a closer look at that obelisk?
Once he feels like there's nothing else around, he will store his shield. He will store his sword and kind of just inspect it, curious to know what it might be.
Okay. Yeah, as you look, it looks like the blood has spattered in several places. But where it's steaming, it appears that the moss is being burned off where there's writing on it.
Anybody else notice that?
Yeah, I'll look over at Grimm. These are your proverbial stomping grounds. Do you know what they might be?
Let me take a look and see if I can recognize anything.
Make a no, never mind. There's something foul at work here. There's something that's being revealed by warm blood being applied to this obelisk.
Should we put more of that blood on there?
Something foul is definitely afoot. I'm not sure if adding more blood would be significant or a detriment to our current situation.
Did it seem Marius is a soldier, so he's very tactile, not tactile, he's a tactician, but he's looking at this moment and trying to see like, did the owlbear stumble across this humanoid that was chained up like a sacrifice for the obelisk, or did it seem to attack it and his blood happened to spray on it?
Yeah, you don't see anything. You don't see any signs that this humanoid was chained up or was a sacrifice, or you don't see anything that would give you reason to believe that.
May I reach a finger out and place one upon the obelisk and cast Identify?
Okay. Yeah, you can certainly do that. So as you do, you sort of connect to the arcanic energy that's flowing through it. And you can tell that there's some sort of, through your Identify, you can tell that there's a divine energy flowing through this obelisk. And you suspect that this divine energy is being powered by the cloaked serpent, which is a deity of poisons, the night, assassins, trickery, a nasty deity. And indeed, you can tell that if warm blood is placed over the runes, the moss will burn away and the runes will become visible.
This obelisk will lead to nothing but ruin and chaos. The only other things that should be placed upon it is a hammer to strike it down, or it should be left alone.
Me a hammer.
There's some sort of summoning magic attached to this obelisk as well.
I believe if more blood is placed upon it, it will bring something forth that could be ruinous.
Looks a little toasty to me throwing all that smoke up. Don't trust it.
Ruinous.
I
you wanna
don't
do?
know what this may be, but it is not associated with who I serve. And that is all I need to know. Is this pertinent to your mission?
I think not, but I do not know if it is what is taking my people.
DM, do I recognize any of them there runes?
You do. It appears to you that even through the few runes that have been cleared out, that there's a passage here that's written in two languages side by side, Draconic and Infernal.
Mm.
You can't read the Infernal, but you can read the Draconic. I believe you speak. Do you speak Draconic? You do, right?
Yes, sir, I do. I can make out some of these here characters, but some of them are still quite covered up, if I'm not mistaken, right, DM?
They are. You think you'd need to apply a little bit more blood to make them readable.
No, I don't want to speak on behalf of the party here, but if we spotted just a little bit more of that warm blood up on there, we could probably make this out.
What if we just carefully throw the body at the obelisk?
Might work.
I am unsure what the. Why?
Well, before anybody can move, if I may, Axiom would absolutely be the type to walk over and carefully pick up one of the non-bloodied feet of the body to softball throw it at the obelisk.
Okay. Roll to hit. So you walk over, you give it a pull, and you sort of toss it up against the obelisk.
Am I rolling? Oh, I guess it just doesn't matter.
I'm going to start taking several steps backwards.
Do I get any of the bonuses on that, like the +6 or anything?
Just go ahead and roll. Yeah, you can add your proficiencies.
17.
Yeah, that's certainly good enough. As you give it a solid hit, you hit it just right so that a bunch of blood pours on it. And as you do that, now in great waves, the moss burns away and sears away, revealing this passage that looks like it's maybe 8 lines.
Got it.
I'm going to. I have a small little. It's odd that I have a water skin when I'm a water creature. I'm not using it to drink though. I just pour a little bit on my hands and then I'll wipe it on my shield. And as I do, that's almost like, you know how when you blow into a shell or like a conch, you hear that kind of gets reverberate as I use divine sense to see if anything has appeared, because we heard summoning. So he's just checking to see if any celestials, fiends, or undeads are now around because of this.
Right. Yeah. So you do that. You scan just to make sure nothing was summoned in the area, and you don't sense anything.
It would seem that the act of unnecessary aggression did not summon anything. But I take it that you now can read whatever was revealed. Is that right, Ferris?
Yeah, I'm quite well read in my circles. DM, what do I see there?
So you read a passage that reads such: A curved path I follow, loudly as a sigh. One might think I do add, yet no abacus have I. Tongue-tied I am never. At times I climb in trees. Betimes I bear my cloak. What am I, if you please?
I do relay that to the party, and I got a sneaking suspicion this be a little bit of wordplay.
It seems so.
Is there any way we can get that? I'll start at the type, and then my own keyboard said no, and then I couldn't follow it after the third line.
I'll read it. I'll read it again. A curved path I follow, loudly as a sigh. One might think I do add, yet no abacus have I. Tongue-tied I am never. At times I climb in trees, but times I bear my cloak. What am I, if you please?
Serpent? Perhaps?
So
Got the first part.
as soon as Grimm says serpent out loud like that, everybody, the temperature around the obelisk goes cold, and you feel a chill down your spine as a large reptile scale appears on the ground in front of the obelisk.
Y'all, it's colder than a frost giant's pee hole out here.
Marius can't tell as I have resistance to cold, so it just feels like a normal time to me. The temperature might have dropped like a millimeter for me.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
but
you don't sense that, but you do get a slight sense of dread.
yeah, I don't know what that is, but if it's well, first of all, how much do I know being a devout to a deity? How much do I know about the horrors of the cloak serpent?
Being a devout warrior, you've heard of the cloaked serpent for sure. It's like I said, it's a god that is worshipped by people who move in the shadows at night, trickery, assassins, poison, not there are races that are half snake called the Wanti who might worship the cloaked serpent.
Would the cult of Rakdos know anything about it?
Potentially.
Just barring that they are kind of like the underworldy chaos. Let's just break some stuff for the good of our god folk.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who had any sort of religious background would know.
Okay.
Does it mean anything to any of you?
Whatever it might be, I would not touch it. It is a symbol of something that none of us want to deal with.
Ferris, make a perception check for me.
Yes, sir. Am I allowed to guide myself, DM?
No, because you don't know you're attempting something.
Got it. Dirty 20.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, as you look at this oddly, because you're the one closest to the obelisk, you're the one reading it. And so you're close enough that you can see now that there are words scratched into this scale. It looks like 3 words scratched in Draconic as well as Infernal.
Oh, there's some writing here on this here scale. How big is that scale here, DM?
Like this.
All right. And what do I perceive, sir?
So there are 3 words. One of them is Ophidia.
Oh. Okay.
The second one is entreat, And the third word is fears, but it's Feers, not Fears. Ophidia, entreat, fears.
Y'all, this scale says in Draconic and some other language probably Ophidia entreat fears, but not spelt the way you think it would be, but with two E's.
And when he says that, there a hiss on the wind flows over you as he speaks those words.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with please stop reading the magic words out loud for 500. Thanks.
All right. I get 500 if I stop that.
Jesus. Immediately, Axiom looks around, extremely suspicious, definitely keeping an ear open for actual serpents, hopefully to calm that situation down before it gets worse.
Yep.
Okay.
And Marius just kind of a loud sigh. Again, if this is not pertinent to what we need to do, I would advise us to leave.
Wholeheartedly agree. Reading incantations on mystical scales that magically appear on the ground after throwing blood on a dark obelisk does not seem like a good way to spend an afternoon.
Oh, I'm having a hell of a good time. I don't know what y'all talking about, but I'm gonna grab this scale. We can go.
I would
Yeah,
not
so
grab
you do.
that if I
So
were you.
you can grab that, and before long, the party is moving on towards your destination, which is the base of Tormor Falls. Grimm is determined to get there. And as you do, as you pass through the verdant expanse, the massive trees. About an hour later, as you're walking along the path that Grimm is leading you on, not far off of the path, you see a massive oak tree that sparkles with silver bark. The sun dapples off of it and reflects, and the leaves are a majestic mix of coppers and bronze and gold leaves. But the bark of the trunk and all the branches looks to be pure silver. It's one of the most beautiful things you've ever witnessed.
Of the most beautiful things that I have ever witnessed.
Anybody who has proficiency in religion, give me a religion check.
15 DM.
30, 20.
Oh, wow. So Grimm, you have heard of these trees. You know of these trees. These trees come and go in the forest. You never quite know where they're going to be, but they are magic trees. And it is said that if someone spends a minute kneeling in front of the tree in devout prayer or concentration, that person will get some sort of charm or protection from the tree.
Sorry, I should have rolled and I didn't.
Once
It
per
doesn't
day.
matter.
If you all do not protest too much, I would like to spend a moment in quiet contemplation at the base of this tree and think on how my life has led me to this point. You may join me if you wish.
Nah, I went at the end before we left.
If this is a commune, I can understand that. I would like to know more about this scale, but I am curious to know where the storm is going to lead me.
I'm just here for a good time, not a long time.
I'll take a moment at the base of the tree.
Okay. Are you Are you saying anything out loud?
I will recite a piece of poetry.
Oh no.
Here her pretty baby lies, sung asleep with lullabies. Pray be silent and not to stir the easy earth that covers her.
Well done. You get inspiration for that. Well done. But that's not all. As you do spend a minute praying to this silver tree, you feel emboldened, and you can tell that you have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects for the next 24 hours.
Word.
I took a moment in commune too. Do I get that?
It appears that Grimm, being the first, siphoned off the magic of the tree.
How dare he? He gets inspiration and magical protection. I'm stabbing him. No. I mean, he's still, I mean, regardless of the bonuses, he would have taken a moment to kind of go into himself. And you figure it gets close to him. There's just a slow roll of like thunderous sound as he's just kind of taking a moment to learn what the next space will be for us. With that, since we're taking a minute, I'm actually going to cast Augury.
Okay.
And if anybody speaks Primordial, you'll hear him speaking in those Primordial still in an Aquan dialect. Excuse me. And he's asking, will keeping how to word this? Will the scale be a problem for the path you have put us for?
So as you concentrate in front of this tree, you feel a connection. You feel the energy of this tree sort of surging through you. And you get a vision. You get a vision of yourself in a beautiful undersea grotto. You can picture yourself in an advantageous position, fishing through this beautiful grotto. And you get a very positive feeling about somehow utilizing this scale, which all of a sudden is a shield, or then it's a scale again. And somehow you get the sense that yes, that there's something about these words that is tied to your quest that your God has sent you on.
So just for clarification, I got the feeling that it's a good thing that we have it.
You get you get a good feeling about it, and that it is somehow tied to what you're doing here.
You kind of see my eyes have clouded over as I go into the state. And just like the passing winds, the clouds dissipate from his eyes and they return to their bright blue, and his head slowly turns towards Ferris. If you do not mind, I would like to hold on to that.
Of course, yeah. Hey, here you go. And I rummage through my pack and start pulling out stuff. You just see like scraps of armor and metal, and like, hold on, it's in here somewhere. And I hand it over to him.
Okay.
And I will grab it, and I will take on my armor that's like different, like big leaves and things of that nature, and I'll just take one of the leaves and wrap it, just so I'm not like directly really touching it, and I will stow it away.
Yeah. I mean, even touching this, Marius, you get the sense that you can't understand how your deity is saying that this is a positive because you get such a bad sense from this scale.
Yup. He's like, I don't know how a scale of the cloaked serpent, who is a betrayer god, it's helpful right now, but I will hold on to it for now.
Right.
That's but cool. Then I will keep that. And when we're ready to go, you head up.
Okay, great. So Grimm, you continue to lead the party forward. And finally, the trail emerges from the trees and you spot the rushing waters of the mighty Feshun River 30 feet ahead. And you know that this is the river that the Tormor Falls rushes into. And from here, you've got to follow the river to the base of the falls. But before you can do that, you see a very strange scene in front of you. You spy figures moving along the river's edge. You see a dozen reptilian humanoids, clearly lizard folk, with colored crests on their surrounding a silver-scaled dragonborn. And as they're moving along, the silver-scaled dragonborn is in the middle of them. And half of these humanoids are stabbing at the dragonborn with spears, and the other half are just sort of looking on. And as they stab at this dragonborn, the dragonborn is calling out and saying, I know that this isn't you. Please stop this. But but it's falling on deaf ears as these spears keep stabbing and blood starts pouring out of the cracks where they're jabbing him. And at one point, and now as they keep jabbing him, he falls to one knee.
I look at Marius and I say, I'm real sorry about this. I need to see your weapon real fast. Please.
I'm gonna hold right there. As you see,
I gotta think about that one.
as you see this scene unfolding before you, we will take a 5-minute break right here. And when we come back, you all can deal with that scene at the river's edge. Jason, are you good with putting us on break? All right. Thank you, everybody. Please come back and watch the second half.
You better come back.
Oui.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you to coming back to the second half of our adventure tonight. When we left, our intrepid adventurers were on the edge of the Feshun River and were witnessing a group of 12 lizard folk that looked like to be torturing and stabbing with spears a dragonborn in their midst, who is trying to convince them not to do this, but it was falling on deaf ears. And they don't seem to have spotted the party yet. So there's no initiate yet, but let me know what you'd like to do.
So Ferris asked for Marius's sword, and you can see that the eye that he is giving to Ferris is almost, that the meme of like all the calculations going through their head. You kind of see that forming before very quickly he unsheathes his sword, holds it out, but he whispers, "You break it, I electrocute you."
Très bien. And I'm gonna take my hand and run it across the blade like this, and you're gonna see more smoke pouring out of my nostrils. You'll see a serpentine figure in fire crawl along the edge of the blade, and I'm gonna hand it back to you, and it's a +1 longsword now. And I'm gonna cast 8 on our party, and everybody gets +5 temporary hit points.
It's not temporary if it's aid.
What's that?
If it's aid, it's not temporary.
I'm sorry. That's it's what do they call them?
Your maximum bumps by 5.
Yeah.
You bump by 5. That's right. Thank you very much. Except for me, I don't get that. And I said we gotta go help that tall city slicker there, our lizard fella.
Then, seeing that, I always look back at Grimm and ask him and say, "I will give a diversion, and I'm going to bang my sword that I now have against my shield, and suddenly around that entire group is fog, as I cast fog cloud around them to just give them pause to stop hitting this dragonborn immediately."
Okay.
So in a 20-foot radius, there is a fog cloud centered on the dragonborn out from him. And in this fog, if I am correctiana, it is heavily obscured.
Yes. Okay. So you do, and the waters roil from the river. And as they do, steam and fog pours up off of the river and surrounds the whole area that the lizard folk are in right now.
I'm not much of a planner. I would very much like to get in there and see if I can keep them from doing something they're gonna regret.
Okay. You want to go into the fog?
I'm talking to the other fellas, and of course Miss Axiom. I don't want them to compromise something and to confirm them notions that people have about folk like us.
Well, there's certainly screams happening in Draconic within the fog.
Does it seem like, and I'll let Axiom go right after this, does it seem like when I did the fog cloud that it does seem like there's confusion now, or does it still sound like, you could very much tell the sound of something stabbing or something poking or like something hitting something? Does it more seem like there's chaos in there now, or does it seem like the fog didn't really do anything to him?
No, much more chaos. There's yelling back and forth, surprised yelling. You don't understand it because it's in Draconic, but for sure there's yelling back and forth.
And I would just say, that was just a diversion. We can get in, I will drop it, and then we'll deal with this.
Okay.
Quite wise of you.
I'm not that sneaky. Should we just go?
I don't know. I'm pretty sneaky. Also, you can call me anything. Just don't call me late for dinner. We're good. But maybe I could, as big as I am, I'm also very, very sneaky. So if we can slip in, grab him, pull him out, I'd say that causes less of a battle, but I'll leave it up to you guys.
You Think you could just grab him and get out of there?
I can give it an honest effort. Worst case situation, I'm the biggest out of all of us, so I'll take more hits than you. With respect.
Oh, none respect taken.
Yeah.
So Axiom, do you are you saying you'd like to leap in there where you think that that Dragonborn was, try and grab them and pull them out of the mist?
I'm gonna give it an honest go.
Okay.
Don't be sneaky
good.
about it.
Look at your skills and give me a stealth check. At advantage.
All right, so that is a 15 plus 2 at 17 plus 2 to stealth, so 19.
Oh, nice. That's a nice. So you get in there and you don't think everybody's so like chaotic that you don't think anybody has really noticed you, that you're in the fog here. But now I need you to make a perception check to see if you grab the right figure.
Oh God. All right. That's the all right, give me good vibes.
Guidance.
I think you have to touch.
Oh,
Yeah,
is she gone now? She gone now.
Yep.
I whooped.
Do good things.
Okay. All right, so 10.
A 10.
Yeah.
So you leap into the fog and you grab the figure, and as you pull it forward, you realize you have a lizard folk.
Ah! Can I throw him?
You can.
I'm gonna throw him. That's not it. Keep
All right,
fishing.
give me a strength roll.
Oh fuck. That's just me.
And give it to me at advantage because he's not expecting this at all.
All right, so that is, let's see. Come on. There we go. Okay. Strength check, 14 plus 3, 17.
Oh, no contest. All of a sudden, the three of you, from within the fog, you hear a lizard folk scream, ah, ah! And you hear, whoosh, and something gets tossed into the river and starts swimming in as it gets pulled down river.
I'm just going to the loudest sigh ever. I'm going to get closer so we're there.
Okay.
But I'm going to close my hand as the fog almost like gets extremely heavy and falls to the ground and dissipates. Like that didn't work as much as I wanted it to.
Oh, you want to kill it right now?
I'm going to get closer. I'm going to wait till my friends get closer too, so we at least have, or wherever they want to be, because no one else will be able to see in the fog cloud regardless. It was just a diversion to make them stop killing the Dragonborn.
Sure.
And maybe they'll focus on me afterwards. So once I see that people are in position, so I'll wait for that, I will then drop the fog cloud. But I'm going to be right up there.
Okay.
I am very much a tank.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have everybody roll initiative.
Anish!
And you'll all have one round of surprise before they get to roll initiative against you. So go ahead and tell me what order. Give me your initial rolls.
With my -1, I got a 17.
Nice.
Has a 7.
12.
And Ferris, was that an 8 or a 7?
That's another 7.
Another 7. Okay. So, Marius, as you release your concentration and the fog just drops, you see these lizard folk are all sort of looking around, moving. It's chaos, and right in the middle of them, you see Axiom, and she's standing nearby this Dragonborn, but had just missed grabbing the right figure.
So I'm not. I'll declare this now. I am never intending to kill. because I'm not going to kill them just because they're fighting something. I'll disarm them or non-lethally destroy them, but I'm not going to kill anything.
Okay.
But bonus action again, you'll see. Actually, now you'll see the river begin to boil and bubble as there is a burst. As with the bonus action, I will. Actually, no, I'm going to save that. I might need that for later. What actually happens is I'm going to hold my amulet for a moment and say something in primordial, and there's going to be a clear concussive force, almost like a wave that kind of travels up my shield, and then it encompasses me as well as I cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Nice.
To help my AC, because I'm going to be up there with grossness. 1, 2, bow. And then as an action, I will start running through. I'm going to attack the first thing I see twice.
Okay.
The first lizard folk, I'll say. I
Yeah,
see.
go for it.
That is, oh, wait, no, 15?
Oh, hits.
Oh,
Gets
okay.
through its big spiked shield.
Cool. That would be 9 points of damage for the first attack.
Woo.
Okay.
12.
Missed.
That's bad. And that is my turn. But I'm going to be up there. So if they attack anything.
You know what? I'm sorry. That second attack, because they're surprised, you're getting these attacks at advantage.
Oh. So, okay. So then I'll say the 12 for the second. What's the second advantage roll for ease? Because I would have been
Yep.
Yeah, that's a 23.
Hits.
Great. 12 more points of damage.
Oh, okay.
I am not smiting. I am saving them. That's my turn.
Okay, very good. Axiom, you're up.
Yay. All right. Well, I'm bewildered because I definitely just had to throw a lizard folk. So I'm turning back to try to reassess my focus back on our dragon friend that we have yet to actually introduce.
Okay.
And I'm still trying to make sure that I am basically offering him body cover to get him back out of all of the chaos. Because I still my big MO, move him away from the chaos to a safe location.
Okay, sure. You can either try and like put yourself between him and the enemies, or now that everything's dropped, you could actually grab him, pick him up, and gallop away.
I will yeet myself from this mortal coil and try to grab our dragon friend and get us to a safer location.
The Dragonborn does not resist, and it's easy for you to pick him up, pull him over your shoulder, and start racing away before anybody even realizes what's going on.
What a great way to play football. I like it.
All right, very good. So let's see. Ferris and Grimm go on 7.
9 dexterity.
Oh, Ferris, I will allow you to go first.
Oh, all right.
Oldness before age.
Ooh.
That's probably fair. I'm pretty old for a lizard folk. Creeping up on 30 now. Let's see here. Is any one of them there, other fellas, like a big kind of a leader folk, kind of a head man lizard?
Yeah, you do think that you see one that looks more like a captain, one that wasn't stabbing in the beginning. He was sort of standing in the back and watching.
Is he holding anything like a weapon or?
He's got one hand on a net and the other hand on a spear.
On a spear, all right. Well, that complicates matters. If how many of them fellas are there?
Well, there's 11 now. One has already been thrown into the river, and Marius is attacking one.
Right. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep it kind of simple right now, because I don't want to see if I don't have to kill these guys if I don't have to.
Okay.
And gonna try and summon my spiritual weapon near one of them that ain't looking like he's near death, because Marius hit like a truck. And I'm gonna try and take a swing with my bonus attack with my spiritual weapon, please, at one of them that don't look injured.
Okay.
That is not good. That's 13 to hit.
You make it an advantage because
Oh.
again, they're still surprised. They're flat-footed here.
That is another 13.
Missed.
All right. And then I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna bang my smith and hammer against my shield a few times and cast Toll of the Dead on that same one.
Okay.
That's a Wisdom 14 saving throw.
Right. It makes it.
All right. I'll be like, say, fool, y'all put him down, leave him alone. What y'all doing? That's it. It's my turn.
Okay. You're up, Grimm.
All right. Aside from the big one that had the net and the spear that looked like it was the leader, are there any other ones that have significant bulk or mass to them that look like they may be particularly dangerous?
You don't see any that stand out that way. No.
All right. Then the leader, the one that is fighting Marius, and two that are near Ferris, I will prick my thumb and take a drop of blood and whisper into it. May their hearts be as hollow as a tree that has fallen, and cast bane upon them.
Okay.
They will suffer a negative D4 to anything they do, including attacks and saving rolls. If they fail, the DC 14 charisma save.
Right. Oh my God.
Woo! Yeehaw.
Your hearts be as hollow as a tree that has fallen. It's dark.
Okay. You say those words, and dark negative energy sort of suffuses these four figures with your chant of doom. Anything else?
And then as a bonus action, I will look towards Marius and say, do what you will, whether it be harm or none, and give you a bardic inspiration.
Well, that's a good segue because Marius, you're up.
Seeing that they are confused or, kind of not stopped, but we got dragon person out the way. He's going to just look at all of them. And his eyes, even though he's talking to one, he's looking at one, his eyes are also going to travel over to the leader. And he's going to open his mouth wide. No, he's going to open his mouth and like a thunderstorm that is at its apex, his voice is going to just be as loud as I use Tal'Dorei as an action to make my voice boom 3 times as loud. And I'll say, the storm commands you to stop your attack, or all of you will be like a wrecked ship in the ocean. And I'm just trying to see if they will just calm the hell down. If not, we'll fight them. But I'm going to attempt to use words.
Great. Yeah. So go ahead and make an intimidation check. And because of the thaumaturge, you can make it an advantage.
I'll take that. 1 second, sorry. What's happening? Okay. Advantage. Natural 20.
Woo!
Oh,
Natural 20 and a 2. I'll take that.
20.
So that is a 26.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's something about your aquatic appearance to them, and something about the words that you just used that really, really strikes a chord with these creatures. And the booming voice and the blueness of your skin, and as you speak, the waters sort of roil a bit, and they natural 20. I mean, at least half of them decide they want nothing to do with you and leap into the water. And once that happens, once at least half of them jump in, including the leader, the rest on their action, which is next, they don't want anything to do with you either. And they decide to follow, and all 11 of these creatures jump into the Feshun River to get away from you.
And I'll just yell out with the final part of my turn, which is basically over, saying, "The water won't save you if you decide to return."
Okay.
And I'll look back at the group.
Okay. Yeah, the Dragonborn sort of looks at you in surprise. And the Dragonborn looks pretty beat up. And as all of the lizard folk jump into the river, the Dragonborn whispers to you, Axiom, "Thank you. Thank you. You've saved my life."
Yeah, we'll call it an owe you one. Right now, let's get you patched up.
Yeah, that's
Yes, I owe you one. Yes.
That's a good idea there, Shell. I'm gonna hobble on over to him and kind of lean down and say, I know we's kind of the same thing, but not all the lizard folk I like them, and I'm
going to stop Ferris.
Oh.
And I'll say, "Save your power."
Oh, all right.
And I'll go over, not to take away your moment, but save your spell slot. And I'll go over and use my lay on hands, my full pool of 25 to heal him.
Okay. You don't need 25.
Okay, then I'll use some of my lay on hand. You give me a number.
Yeah. So yeah, you can to put her up to full, it will take 12 points.
Great. Then that's what I'll do. Save your spell slot.
See, lizard folk got friends and stuff sometimes even. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, totally. Total friend. Good stuff. 10 out of 10.
So again, she reaches out to you, Marius, and says, You are too kind. You are
Unfortunately,
too kind.
that is not true, but I am guided by the storm. And I'll take a step back.
And she says, I couldn't agree with your lizard folk companion more. We are not all like that. We are not. And at that, the illusion of her appearance shifts away, and you see a female lizard folk.
Oh.
For you.
I do declare.
Oh.
And she says, Indeed, my people, there is evil amongst them. I cannot thank you enough, not only for saving me, but being so careful not to kill any of my people.
Can I inquire what you mean by my people? Because you were doing a good job hiding yourself out, so they didn't recognize you.
Yes, I had hoped that I would, that I had hoped that with a little bit of magics, that if they didn't think I was who I am, that they may spare me. But I fear that they saw through my ruse. You see, and she looks over her shoulder just to make sure that nobody else is around or approaching nervously, and says, I used to be the leader of these lizard folk until Sispent arrived.
I don't recall getting your name. I am so sorry. I feel like introductions are in order. My name is Ferris Oxhide, and you are.
Yes, yes, forgive me. I have lost my manners. My name is Slaka.
Slaka, that's a pretty one.
Axiom. Hi.
Hello. Thank you again for the rescue.
It's what I do best.
May call me Grimwalkin or Grim or that guy, whatever suits you.
What is ailing your people? That is where we should start.
Yes, yes, a perfect place for us to start. My people have lived in peace for decades until the arrival of Sispent. Sispent, in case you haven't heard of her, is a Naga. She is sister to another powerful Naga to the south. She uses magic to warp the minds of my people, driving them to violence.
Have you seen any missing elves? We are here because some of my kin have gone missing, and it has led us to this.
Well, yes, Sispent demands sacrifices to the cloaked serpent. If these elves have been taken, they are surely at our lair, hidden at the base of Tormor Falls.
And you lead us there.
Yes, yes, please, please help my people and rid them of Sispent. And as she says that again, she looks over her shoulder.
Who you looking for there, Shell?
Enemies are everywhere.
As flustered as I am, do I get the impression that she's telling the truth?
Make an insight check.
I'm going to just place a hand on the back of Ferris, and you're gonna feel like almost like static electricity, but it's almost just like it's a weird feeling. It's like being wet but not being wet. Is what you get. Stop guidance.
It's like guidance.
Yeah.
All right.
So add that. It's a D4, right? For you, the guidance.
Yeah.
Add that D4 to your insight.
Thank goodness for that guidance. I'm looking at a 15.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know lizard folk pretty well, and your sense is that she could not be happier that you're here, you specifically. And that this elf is asking to find the lair.
Well, I gotta tell you all, I kind of trust her. And then my frill kind of pops out the top of my head, and I kind of comb it back down. That kind of happens when I get nervous. But Graham, I think she knows who your people are, and you can take us there, yeah.
Combine our efforts and go forth.
Yes, this way. And as she leaps from rock to rock on the edge of the fashoon, she takes you closer to the thundering falls that you've been hearing since you reached the edge of the river now come into view.
Marius is going to be in the water swimming up.
Oh, great. Yeah, okay. So you're getting into the water and swimming against the tide. Yep. as they walk. Excellent.
Exercise.
Yeah. And no, absolutely. And as you do, you see this absolutely magnificent multi-level series of waterfalls cascading down the Cleft Mountain, hundreds of feet. Tormor Falls are beautiful to behold.
I just want to be like a salmon and like swim up the, the
Nice.
stream. That's what I really want to do. I won't. I just want to go.
This is the best day ever.
And she says, the power of the cloaked serpent keeps, and she looks at you, Grimm, and says, keeps your people from being able to find the entrance. But Ferris, perhaps you and I can look together and find it. Make a Ferris, make a perception check with Slaka assisting you.
All right. Is that with advantage?
Yes.
I'm gonna kind of be like, could you kind of point me to the right direction to kind of lean into it a little bit and start accidentally kind of purring a little bit? Good thing that was at advantage. We're looking at 18 there, DM.
Oh, yeah. After a few minutes of searching this, the cliff walls just to the side of these roaring waterfalls, you do now find a secret door in the side of the mountain. And as you look at this secret door closely, you can make out that in the face of this secret door is some sort of square slide puzzle. So you see a square, and there are 9 smaller squares within it, but one of them is missing. So if you were to move, you could move, it looks like you could move these stone squares in a way to try to solve this puzzle.
Well, it's impassable. Let's go home.
It's a snake. It's a snake. You just move and then you slide. Axiom's hands are hovering over the stones, and they're trying to explain and point this out to Ferris in particular.
Okay. Yeah. So Axiom, it appears to you that these stone pieces might be hard to move. Might take someone with a bit of muscle to move these.
Hey, how
Axiom.
you doing? Oh, what's up? So as someone with muscle, unless anybody else likes to pick up heavy things and put them down. Anyone? Ferris? I'm looking at you, buddy.
I got the big forearms because I like to swing the hammer and make stuff, you know. Marius looked like he's pretty strong too. I don't know.
I mean, Marius is very strong, but he's more of a Michael Phelps versus a bodybuilder. But he again looks back at Axiom, the literal barbarian, and says, "By all means."
Axiom does a fist pump and
Okay.
proceeds to put hands.
Has no
on
idea
the
what that even
stones.
means, so he'll just like.
Perfect. You did it. Excellent. We'll work on that later.
Is it left and right or up and down? This feels wrong.
The whole thing. Just go. Make
Okay.
motions. It's good. As they are excitedly dancing, they start to figure out and feel out the stone, trying to figure out where the slats are and what would be the best way to move it.
Okay, please make an intelligence check.
Have fun with that one. Yeah.
Whoa, thanks. Appreciate you.
Oh, you.
Big himbo energy in this party.
Would anybody like to try to assist her?
Got me a 12.
The resounding gnaw is perfect, guys. I appreciate you.
I'm very wise, not exactly intelligent.
I mean, I can put some guidance on you, but that's about it.
I've got a little bit of a bump for my Arcana, which I feel like this would be somewhat applicable to because it's technically of a magical variety.
You should definitely let him do the guidance on you. It's a great experience.
I like
Yeah,
to
so-
lift. I like to lift up a bit.
So roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier plus the d4 that you're getting from the guidance.
Okay, so doop 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 doop. All right, so that's 9.
Okay. So as you start sliding it, and again they take a bit of strength to move these, but as you start moving them, you feel like, oh no, that's a wrong move, and as you make the wrong move, you take 8 psychic damage.
No, I don't.
Are you immune to psychic damage?
So true story. Axiom proceeds to lift their arm up and jangle the little armlet that they have. This baby right here, resistance to psychic damage.
Yeah, so
Ooh.
that means you take half.
Yes.
So you only take 4 psychic damage. Is that
That was so specific. And
Right.
the fact that it worked out like that.
God.
As Marius, as Axiom seems to wreath from some kind of assault, you'll see him like kind of hold his shield up, but seeing nothing really happen, he'll just say, I will attempt to try. And if they allow me, I will attempt to move and do the thing. I am very strong. So that's not an issue. However, I don't know how long it's been. It should be on the end of Grimm's Bardic Inspiration. And I'm also going to guidance myself. So I'll have a little bit of a boost.
okay?
If you allow me to, yes. So let's say,
Please.
you know what? I'll take that. Okay. Plus a D4 and a D8. Why are D4 so hard to pick up? Companies fix this. Okay, not the end of the world. So 14 plus 0 plus 1 plus 5 is 19.
Yes, you
20, 30, 20.
Yeah, no, that is good. So you start successfully moving the pieces in the way that you think in order to get the puzzle. You need to make one more.
For me, I don't think this is a snake. I think it's a river. So I'm just trying to put the river together. That's how I am piecing together. But then I say, I'm stuck.
Y'all want me to take a crack at it?
I mean, I'm not opposed.
I will step back.
I've got a big brain thunk. It hurt.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. All right, I'm gonna go up there and do my best.
Okay, make an intelligence roll.
All right, I'm a cast guidance on myself, and mine is not nearly as cool as Marius's. It's just like I'm mansplaining to myself. Just very obvious things.
Hey, Ferris. May your success be as massive as your muscles. Take a bardic inspiration.
Why, thank you. May your poems make people sad, but in a meaningful way. And I'm gonna do that now. So intelligence check. Okay, well, good thing there's a D8 and a D4. I will ask you this, DM. Does it matter if the D20 was a 1?
Oh no. Yes, it does.
Oh God.
That's an automatic failure.
Yep.
Oh no.
Regardless of the inspiration or anything. So take 8 psychic damage.
Oh man, I got me a hangover like y'all would not believe.
There's something protecting this door. If you could only figure out this puzzle.
Mary just looks at Grimm.
I can make the attempt, I suppose. I mean, everyone else has. Why shouldn't I?
I'm going to place a hand on his shoulder. You're going to feel wet but not wet as I cast guidance. And then I'm going to walk back into the water and I'm going to slowly go down into the water and guess my eyes are above and I'm just watching because I don't know what they're getting hit with and I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna join you, just alligator style.
Yeah.
That is a very reassuring gesture that you're making there. All right. All right. Intelligence check.
Please.
That's a 13.
Plus a D4?
Oh, plus the D4.
Fingers crossed.
That's a 16.
You made it.
Oh.
Puzzles, the bane of D&D.
You get the image in the right position, and the stone door goes.
God.
Musty, wet air billows out from a passage that seems to be going up.
Ew.
Would seem we have gained entrance. Would everybody be opposed to just a short rest? I'm feeling a slight bit peckish.
Oh no, I could be talked into it. But it's Yoko's line. I don't want to endanger them, but I would love to sleep off this hangover for a hot minute.
Make a perception check, everybody.
Everybody.
Oh,
Everybody.
yeah.
Guidance on you, Marius.
Okay, guidance on you. Back.
No,
That's right.
no guidance on this.
Oh, this is passive.
It'd be funny. Like we just
18.
18 is no, sorry, 16.
Okay, so good. So several of you do hear something coming from up the steps. It sounds like chanting.
That's not safe.
Do I recognize the tongue DM?
You hear up above. You hear like the pounding of drums.
Mm-mm.
And she says, "Oh, the ritual has begun."
Oh, we got to get up on there.
Yeah, first of all, you didn't say nothing about no ritual. What you mean ritual?
The ritual, the sacrifice ritual to the cloaked serpent.
Then I would say that we need to make haste.
Book it.
On to the fray.
Indeed, the passage is a ramp, and it switchbacks on itself several times as it goes up and up the side of this cliff face, and it eventually opens up into a flat landing that now you can see this landing is behind part of the falls. So there's this roaring water now, and just around the corner on your left is roaring waters. On your right, you can see it's going to open up into some vast cavern. And from that direction, you can hear and some chanting going on.
Is Slaka still with us?
She is.
These are your stomping grounds.
She's looking really nervous, but as you get close, she whispers and says, "Please, if there's ways that we can end this without killing my people."
Yeah, that sounds good. Y'all put up any traps up in there?
I don't think so.
I'm buying that too.
It would
Well,
seem
she
that
said
just around.
it's been a little while since I've been
Oh,
up.
me too.
So we don't actually know if anybody's set up traps since then, because it's been a little bit since you were the leader and now the Nagas took over, right? So
Yes, that's possible.
yeah, I don't trust it.
I'm a cast detect magic. That should
Okay.
at least help us see something last a little bit. Might give us some insight just in case.
Yeah, so you cast detect magic. You there's definitely some magic aura happening around the corner, but nothing here on the platform that's by the rushing water. But yeah, you can sense there's if you were to get to the corner and take a peek, you might get more of a sense of what kind of magic is around the corner.
Y'all, I'm getting the heebie-jeebies right around that there corner. Should I peek around it?
One moment.
Sure.
I would just like you to know that believing in yourself is not for you. It's for every person who has touched your life in a significant way. And for every person, your life will touch the same way 5 minutes from now or 5 centuries from now. And I cast motivational speech.
Okay.
Marius is
So-
just watching, trying to figure out while we have precious time and someone's giving us a soliloquy, but he doesn't say anything. He's just confused.
Everybody gains 5 temporary hit points, has advantage on wisdom saving throws.
Whoa!
Woo!
And if you are hit by an attack, you have advantage on your next attack.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Came in like 100.
Once you lose your temporary hit points, the spell fades from you.
Oh, right. That's right.
Is it if you get hit or if someone makes an attack against you?
Once you lose all of your temporary hit points.
No, sorry, about us gaining advantage.
Oh.
What's the is it if we get hit or
If an affected creature is hit by an attack, it has an advantage on the next attack roll it makes.
Nice.
nice.
Some beautiful words.
I did not understand the purpose, but I feel motivated. Shall we continue?
Yeah, should I peek around that corner? There's definitely something boogery just beyond our periphery.
Peeking is fine, but time is of the essence.
I shall peek around that yonder corner.
Okay. Sound is not a problem. Give me a stealth check at advantage.
Even though I'm at disadvantage?
So then make it regular.
Regular stealth check.
Yep.
Got it. 16 on the die for 15.
Oh.
Okay. So this is what you see as you turn the corner. You see a large cavern. And at the back of the cavern, you see a 12-foot tall stone statue of the cloaked serpent. This cobra-looking stone statue. Its eyes are glowing blue, and coming out of the eyes, you see an illusory image being projected in the middle of the cavern of hordes of humanoids bowing to a lizard folk monarch, surrounded by richly adorned lizard folk advisors. Now, in front of this big statue, there is an altar upon which 4 elves are chained, 2 adults and 2 children. There is a snake-like creature with a humanoid head swaying at the base of the altar and proclaiming that the lizard folk can be conquerors again and that the days of past glory can be yours once more, she chants to a throng of lizard folk who are frothing at her words and at the images that are being projected in front of them as they pound their drums and as they raise their spears and scream in appreciation.
All right, I'm gonna sneak back around the corner and relay all of that word for word. I don't know exactly how many a throng is, but there's a throng of them in there, and they are frothing.
Did this statue look like it had anything to do with the big bout of crazy going on?
Well, it definitely was projecting, the eyes were projecting that, like that image that they're all watching.
Yeah, so that's got to go.
Hmm.
That's got to go.
And obviously, Ferris, you don't need your spell to tell you this, but there is magic emanating from that statue.
Just illusory, right?
No, more than illusory.
Oh,
There seems to be illusion and enchantment.
oh, yeah. That they do find that particular statue very enchanting.
I am a very mediocre spellcaster. My power comes from my divine oath. But I would assume that for someone who is controlling and doing ritualistic things, taking them out stops the ritual, yes?
I'm going to agree to that. Normally stopping the big bad fixes everything, yeah.
Talk about.
Then how about some of us tackle her, some of us try to protect the elves?
Fair.
Our plan is solid.
I can maybe help keep them up if they get attacked, or I really don't want to try and kill all these here confused lizard folk.
I don't think we need to kill anyone, but the storm does not like the one who is controlling them. I cannot say that it will be kind and merciful to her.
I mean, I ain't partial to her either. Me and your storm seeing eye to eye. Do we all want to? DM, how far apart are the elves and like the snake creature?
The snake creature is right next to the elves.
Mm.
The lizard folk are about 10 feet from that area.
And you said there's a throng.
She's in the back of the room next to the elves and the altar, whereas all of the lizard folk are in the middle of the room chanting and listening as she's sort of like in a slightly raised position, and they're all watching that projected image.
We need a distraction.
It may be able to provide us with a distraction.
Ferris.
Oh.
Real quick, Grimm. Sorry, Ferris. Because you are a lizard folk and you are religious, you can tell by what you saw that this sacrifice ritual will reach its climax in seconds.
We got to get in there. What you got there, Graham?
I will say less than a minute. I'll say.
All right.
I will take my hands and weave arcane symbols in the air and follow it up with a slight giggle. And I will cast Nathir's Mischief. And it's a 20-foot cube that I would like to encapsulate the Naga and the lizard folk.
Okay.
And I will roll on the mischievous surge table to determine the magical outcome.
So what's the range of that?
That is 60 feet.
Oh, good. That's enough. And it's a 20-foot cube.
Yes.
So you can get the Naga. You can also get a number of the lizard folk, but not all of them.
Okay. I rolled a 4 on the mischievous surge table, which is drops of molasses hover in the cube, making it difficult terrain until the start of my next turn.
Molasses, did you say?
Molasses.
Okay. So in that whole area, the molasses get splattered onto the floor. That's Grimm's action before I have you roll an ish. Anyone else want to do anything in preparation?
I'm gonna just cast bless on all of y'all.
Okay.
That'd be
That
Perfect.
adds a D4 to all of your attacks and saving throws.
except for me, yes, sir.
You said that the Naga is next to them, but not directly in front of them, correct?
That's right.
Perfect. Then I'm just going to look at them and say, strike, go in as soon as this is done. Or before, up to you. And as I step in to like get a clear visual, I'm going to aim my body towards her. And I don't know if there's any other lizard folk in that line. And I'm going to hold my sword out and spin it once. And as I do, a burst of wind begins to emanate from it as I cast gusts of wind in her direction. It is a 60-foot long, strong wind, 10 feet wide. So if I hit any lizard folk, they're also going to be affected by it. And they need to make a strength saving throw or they'll be pushed 15 feet away.
Okay.
I'm attempting to get her knocked out the way so she can at least be her spell can stop or whatever.
Could that wind technically carry me that distance to hit her?
I mean, if you stand in front of it, you'll be knocked 15 feet forward. It's pretty strong.
Might be more of a tumbling situation. I don't know.
Listen, baby, I'm all hooves. What do I care?
Okay. So you see as you do that, Marius, the wind blows through the area. And you see 4 lizard folk get knocked back. But even rolling at disadvantage, Suspent does not get knocked.
Whoa.
Okay. Even if she doesn't get knocked, the line is still there. She would have to move 2 feet of movement for every one to move forward, or she can move out of it. But
Okay.
I am going to just focus on her.
Is still
Yep.
blowing.
Wind tunnel. Yep.
So
All right. Why don't we do an initial roll?
I think Oh, sorry.
if there's a wind tunnel which restricts movement plus the difficult terrain, I don't think they can move.
Okay. Yeah, because they're already in difficult terrain. Yeah. So those that are in the wind tunnel are going to have a real problem. Okay, good. Everybody roll an ish.
$13 for me.
That'd be a 4.
10.
Also 10.
I should be getting the lowest. I mean, I think a bunch of us have low deck, so actually, never mind.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that the only one of you all that are visible right now are Marius and Ferris, because I don't think the other 2 of you have really turned the corner yet.
Not quite. Just kind of peeking.
So
cast.
the Naga at the back of the room looks extremely displeased at the sight of you, Marius. And as she looks at you with her snake-like eyes and her tongue darts out of her mouth, she mutters a few incantations, and you find yourself racked with pain. Make a con save.
I will add a D4 to that because of the bless. Ooh, yes. Ooh, 19.
You make it. So you take half damage. So you take 14 necrotic.
14 is half.
Mm.
Ooh.
Yes. She mutters her incantation, and you feel a blight racking your normally a nice and wet skin starts drying out, and it's you fight it off with your high constitution, but it is not pleasant.
I'll spit and mutter a swear in primordial as I stare at her with the wind still on her.
Okay. And then a bunch of the lizard folk start like turning around, not really knowing what to do. But she hisses and says, "Kill the interlopers." And at that, several of them throws javelins at you.
Oh,
Ferris,
Yes, sir.
a 19,
Just hits.
a 19,
Also hits.
a 14,
All right. Does not hit.
and a miss.
All right.
Marius, an 8,
Nope.
a 20,
Yep.
a 17,
Nope.
and a 22.
Great.
Okay, so each of you were hit twice. Ferris, take a total of 10 piercing.
Yes, sir.
Marius, take a total of 10 piercing.
Ouch. Ouch.
Okay, that means it's Grimm and Axiom's turn.
And y'all are no longer blessed. I'm sorry.
They got low. I got a 13.
Yeah, I know. Oh wait, I thought you went. Oh no. Yes. You're right. Yes, Marius, sure.
No, yeah. Man, I love for them to go. Getting hit with the blight and then the javelins, I think one probably like lodged in his leg and he
Yep.
just like takes it out and breaks it and tosses it. And he looks at them and just says, "Insignificant." And he begins to run towards her. But what he's going to, so how far away is she from him?
She's like 50 feet.
Perfect.
And remember, there's a big bed of molasses between you and her.
But it's a 20-foot cube in her, so it can't be more than 30 feet next to me.
That's right.
Yeah. Fine. I begin to run towards her, and as I do, I'm going to drop the gust of wind just because it's not doing anything this very second. I drop it, but as I do, there is like a wave that just comes over me, and I disappear. As a bonus action, I cast Misty Step, and as I come out right behind her, I'm going to swing 2 times.
Oh, Misty Step. Nice move. Okay.
First attack. I'm assuming the attack that we get. I didn't get hit by attack. I got hit by spell, so it doesn't matter. And that's a 23 to hit for the first attack.
So just keep in mind, I just want to make sure everybody heard that Ferris's bless got knocked out when he got hit. So
That's
don't.
fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. 23 to hit.
23 does hit.
Also, tartar sauce on that. That's 10 points of damage.
Ouch. Okay.
Second attack. Natural 20.
Oh.
I am smiting at second level.
Okay.
That is going to be. How do you do your crits?
Roll twice and add your modifier.
Gotcha. So fun. So 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Where are you at? Critting. There you go. 1, 2, 3. I'm assuming she's not a fiend.
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. So 4d8, which is going to be 8d8. 20, 25, 29. What is math? 29, 34. 34, 42, 45, 50 points of damage.
Oh my gosh.
Slay.
Right?
What? Okay.
And I'll say, Cloaked Serpent meets Stormlord.
Ugh.
That's my turn.
She hisses in hatred when you say that. Her hot breath blows on your skin as she hisses. Okay, that means Axiom and Grimm are up. I think Axiom, you might have no, I'm not sure about that. I think maybe Grimm, you have the higher dex.
Axiom is more than welcome to go first.
Okay.
I think I'm sitting. I think my dexterity is 14, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. So technically, because I am so large, I move with extra steps. So I think it's what one step would count is like 4 of mine. So I get to move forward faster. So could I clear the distance to get to Marius and our Naga?
The problem is for you to do that. There's a lot of barriers right now for you to get that far. There's a big pool of molasses between you and them, but there's also a whole pile of lizard folk. And if you were to go running through all of their areas, a bunch of them would be taking attacks of opportunity.
What's the jump distance?
Well, it's 50 feet from the edge of the entrance to her.
Okay.
But you'd need to get a running start if you wanted to do a long jump.
Would I have clearance between the corner where I'm at, enough space for the lizard folk to literally put front hooves on the edge of where the lizard folk start, so that I could try to clear that jump?
Yeah, so yes, you could, but here's the consequences. You could, if you wanted to just go nuts, you could run through. A couple of lizard folk are going to slash at you as you go. You would leap over the molasses. You'd land in the molasses with her, but you'd be able to attack her melee, hand to hand.
Yeah, you know what? Let's give it a go. I like to put all 4 feet on the snake lady.
Sure thing. All right. So you rush through the room, leap into the molasses in order to attack her. So the attacks of opportunity are a 9 and an 8. Oh, terrible. A 13. Oh, but 1 is a crit.
Oh.
So that's going to be, okay, that's going to be not too bad. You take 10 damage.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, this is not as bad as it could have been.
But you are now right in front of her and can take your attack.
Perfect. So I'm gonna bring up my 2-handed great axe, and do an uppercut with the great axe from the bottom all the way up.
Roll to hit.
Go, baby, go, baby, go. All right, so that's 10 plus 6, and then 1d12 plus 3, so that's 16, and then 14.
16 hits and 14 damage. Got
Yep.
it. Okay. Yes, the uppercut comes up and rips at her scales. Is that all for I mean, it's enough, but is that all?
I mean, technically with that melee hit, I can still take strike with the hooves. That's part of that attack.
Okay, go for it.
All right. And that is not gonna happen. That was a 1.
Oh, so here's what happens. You land in the molasses. You rip up into her, and as you go to try to pull your feet out of that sticky stuff, they don't come out, and you actually fall sideways into the molasses.
No!
Oh God! This is my worst nightmare.
It's like a glue trap.
Oh.
And now you're prone sideways, covered with these molasses. But it was an epic move, nonetheless. Grimwalkin, you're up.
All right. Well, first, it's the beginning of my turn, so I roll a d4, and that is a 1. And the molasses dissipates into a mist. And as the mist rises from the ground, the smell of apple pie fills the air. and each creature in the cube must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become charmed. So I need everybody, including Marius and Axiom, to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh
DC
no!
14.
Okay.
Okay. I know I'm actually good at wisdom. Sorry. You
I
said
think
14?
don't you guys
14.
have advantage on wisdom saves?
No, I don't anymore. I definitely lost my temp HP.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay.
but Axiom still does.
23.
You're good. And Axiom, you're no longer stuck in molasses. Just the sweet smell of apple pie.
I sure do like apples.
I understood that reference. So that
Okay,
also includes the Naga and the lizards. So
Yes. You definitely see a couple of the lizard folk that are closest to where your companions are start turning and like their shoulders sag and they lower their weapons and shield as they look around, and some of their companions are looking at them angrily. But you're not sure if it had any effect on Suspend or not.
that's fair. And following Marius's example, I'm going to rush forward. And then just as I start to come up on where the lizard folk are, I will vanish in wisps of silver smoke and then appear to the side of Suspend, also using Misty Step.
Oh, okay.
And I will reach out my hand and place it upon her slimy, scaly skin and tell her, "You're only doing this for attention. No one really believes in you, and everyone is disappointed in you constantly."
Oh God.
And bestow curse.
Okay. Is that a wisdom save?
It is a wisdom save.
Okay.
That was spicy.
So Grimm, as you get there and as you bestow curse, you get the sense that something about this statue that she's standing right by, this cloaked serpent statue, is fueling her and protecting her in some way. And your magics aren't having the effect that you are used to them having. There's something wrong with like every time you try and get through to her, the eyes of the statue glow brighter and surge, and she seems emboldened.
Need to smash it.
And the smell of apples dissipates from the air as the spell drops as I try to cast Bestow Curse. So,
Okay, very good. I think that's their turn. So she screeches out and says,
Did Ferris go?
"Who?
Ferris.
I was very low on the initiative order.
Oh, yes. You're right. I'm sorry. Ferris.
That's all right.
You're
I
up.
rolled that kind of low. It's all right.
No, you're up.
All right. This yonder Naga. Is she holding anything, or is she wearing some kind of armor or jewelry?
No, she's just
Stark naked, shame in front of everybody.
With a head.
Wow. This is a quandary then. In that case, I'm gonna cast. Man, I don't want to do that. There's a whole lot of bad lizard folk in between me and her, yeah?
Yes, there are.
All right. Well, in that case, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast a spiritual weapon right on top of her forehead. And it just looks like another smith hammer, just like mine, but it's got a big yellow eye on it. And see if I can take a bonus action attack at her.
Okay.
That's a 17 to hit.
Hits.
All right, that'd be 7 force damage.
Oof. Okay.
All right, and I'm gonna take the dodge action.
Oh, because that's a bonus. Yes. Good.
Yeah, and I'm am I within range? Just how far away from my allies am I?
Well, all three of them have ran forward and did a misty step. One of them did a running leap, a galloping leap. And if you just turn the corner, did you say you moved right up to where the lizard folk are?
I don't really have a clear picture of my noggin. I'm sorry. I don't want to be within melee range if I can avoid it.
Yeah, you can avoid. Well, yeah, unless they rush up to attack you.
Right.
They're not within melee range yet.
All right, that would be my turn then. I would just like to move forward a little bit, but not so much as to incur attacks of opportunity.
Okay, all right. And as you do that, at your side, Slaka casts. And as she does, she whispers in Draconic to the nearest lizard folk, "Stop this, please. You mustn't do this." And the lizard folk kind of goes a little glossy-eyed.
I'm getting feels.
Okay. Suspense turn. So she spins around, seeing enemies on all sides. And she looks to be in really, really bad shape. She calls out to the lizard folk, "Destroy them all," and attempts to cast Dimension Door and then slither into it. Problem is, she's using an action to cast, and she's trying to move out of your threat range. So each of you in range get an attack of opportunity on her as she tries to go through the Dimension Door and escape. Why don't we start with Marius? Take your attack of opportunity.
Math. 18?
Hits.
If she's trying to escape, I'm going to Divine Smite this. So that's going to be...
Yeah, I think you can Divine Smite even on a reaction, right?
You can, as long as you hit with the attack.
Yeah, okay.
Same thing, kind of. Never mind. Math. 7, 20... 25 points of slashing damage.
Oh,
and
you
radiance.
drop her. She cannot withstand that shot. As she tries to Dimension Door out of the space, and she tries to go through this shimmering like portal of smoke and darkness, you stab her before she can get through it and drop her to the ground.
Nice.
Yeah, I think as I see her going, almost like a lightning bolt, I just almost like yeet this sword into her. And as that cacophonous sound escapes from it, he watches her hit the ground and says, "I believe my God beat yours."
Very good.
Woof.
Yeah, and as she drops, the rest of you can see that all of the statue goes dull. The projection stops, and all of the lizard folk start like blinking and looking around as if dazed and confused. Pardon the old movie reference.
Looking around and seeing what's going on and thinking about the commune from before, I'm going to take out the scale and see if it reacts to anything in here.
Yeah, not just taking it out, nothing happens.
Was there any words on it?
The
Oh,
incantation.
it
Oh
was.
yeah, let me read those to you again.
It was.
There are three
yeah.
there are three words etched into it.
We think that's a good idea.
The storm, it rolled and hinted that even taking the power of something so wrong, that it was right, and I don't know why. And I must know. So then I will say, from my memory, Ophidia entreat fears while holding the scale.
As you speak those three words, an understanding comes upon you that somehow those three words were holy words that would allow someone to construct and power the rituals of this statue, but also the words that could allow someone to end and destroy the statue. And as you say that, with your conviction behind it, you see the statue start to like shake and smoke and start to crack. And as you focus on it, holding the scale, the entire thing comes crumbling down.
I tell them as I'm saying it and noticing it begin to crack, I say, you might want to get your cousins.
Yes, indeed. And I will walk over and gather my cousins and walk them away from the center of the area where the statue is and start going towards the stairs.
They are chained to the altar.
Oh, does anyone have a key?
I've got an axe.
I got me an idea if that don't work. But you go ahead there with your powerful axe there. Axiom, I get it now. All right.
Yeah. It's good. That's good. We're good.
So,
go ahead.
So because the danger of combat is over, I will allow, I will say that without too much problem, you're able to chop those chains and free the captive elves from the altar. Meanwhile, Slaka is yelling in Draconic to all of her people that the dark magics are over and these people are here to help, and you must clear your heads. And she continues to say that, and indeed these lizard folk, now that Suspent is gone and the statue is destroyed, don't have that same fervor and that same anger and energy, and are now just sort of looking around confused. And with that, I am going to congratulate you all on rescuing the Moonshadow family.
Yay!
Cousins of Grimm, and ending the threat of Suspent in this area. It has been a really good time for me, a really fun time running you all. You guys were great players. You worked together really well, and I can't thank you enough for being on our game.
Thank you. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was great.
No, absolutely fantastic time. I can't thank you guys enough for inviting me. It was absolutely a pleasure. I feel like I met a lot of really cool personalities, and I'm so stoked about it.
And I really do love that all of our characters, like, you would not expect them to ever be.
No. No.
But they work together very well.
Jon, fantastic job, man. Thank you for this.
Well
Seriously.
done,
Thank you.
everybody.
Yeah.
So, before we say goodnight, why don't you each introduce yourselves one more time? Let everybody know what you're up to, where you can be found. Why don't we go ahead and start with you, Jesse?
Okay. Once again, I am Jesse Jurdak, at Jesse Jurdak on pretty much all the socials. I like to make YouTube videos. I like to 3D model stuff and run people through Dungeons and Dragons stuff every Saturday. And I like to work out, and I like to make people feel good, and I like to give people hugs.
Aw.
Impressive. Autumn?
I'm Autumn Ivy, also known as XX Autumn Ivy XX. I narrate scary stories for the Chilling app. You guys should check it out if you have not already. You can find me pretty much everywhere under Autumn Ivy for the most part. Otherwise, I just am doing the usual voice acting stuff. I've got a special not talked about yet role in The Mortuary Assistant, which is coming out hopefully here shortly, so check it out at PAX. Otherwise, I look forward to potentially doing more of this someday, and I hope you guys all had a fantastic time. You've been amazing.
Thank you. All right, Tony.
Hey, I am Tony Ballard Smoot. You can find me everywhere on the internet as Captain Lagrange. Captain Lagrange. You can find me on Wednesdays over on the Free Forge playing on Stay Alive. Yeah, you can stay tuned to my soon-to-be Twitch channel for tea reviews and video games and other cool things.
Cool. Tea review. I like it. All right. Omega?
Hey everybody, again, my name is Omega Jones, also known as the Critical Bard across all social media channels. You can catch me everywhere. I do way too much. I am a partner Twitch streamer here on twitch.tv, so I play a lot of Dead by Daylight as the Fog Whisperer, Fortnite, and other just messy things on my timeline. Again, just follow me for any updates. I will be at PAX East next week, so if you're going to PAX East, feel free to say hi. Just, be respectful. And yeah, that's me. Again, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this little journey.
Excellent. I do want to give a big old shout out to Jason.
Woohoo!
Jason, thank
Yay!
you so much for producing. Couldn't do this without you. So thank you so much. I think that's it. Thank you everybody for joining us. Hope you had a good time, and we'll say good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Good evening,
Bye.
everyone.
Yada.